You're listening to Nexxlegacy.
All right. This is Nexxlegacy Radio. I am Branded, and my man has returned. He has returned with a new video, new song, obviously, and we're going to talk a little bit about what he's been up to, how things are going, what the hell is up. You can follow my man on Instagram at Leondro Music. My man Leondro's back to Nexxlegacy. What's up?
What's up, brother? How's everything going?
Man, all is good, man. How you doing?
I'm alive, man. God is good. I can't complain.
Man, I'm headed out of the gate, man. I was looking at your video, last couple days. So props up top. It got that ill flavor, like that confidence, that what the kids call it, that swagger is there, all that stuff. So I'm going to hit you right out of the gate. New song, new video. How you feeling about it, and how did it all come together for you, bro?
Man, I'll tell you the truth. It's I heard the beat, and literally, like, just from that, it was a rap. And anyone who pays attention to, the city of Toronto, and they know what's going on out here, it's it's the climate of what really the reality is of the side of life where I come from. So it was something that I really wanted to express and be able to do it for, the people that go through those things and experience it. And basically that's really where it came from.
I think even taking a look at it, I always feel like, it's always good to see my brothers and sisters not just continuing their music push, but getting better too, you know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, bro, like I said, being a fan of your music, I always look for elevation, like, that this man come out with another fire song as opposed to, in addition to the other song he came out with prior to, and it feels good, it sounds good, it just captures like a whole overall vibe that was really, your level up too. So did you come away after hearing the beat and putting down your vocals and all that stuff, did you come away with it feeling that same way too?
There's like, I keep saying it, there's something special about this track. I felt this way before about a few other songs, and I know how much life changed when that happened. So I definitely felt it with this song, and that's what the exciting part is, because from the moment, like, I'm not even gonna lie to you, it was a 12 a.m. release type of thing, and from 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. I was sitting there just worried, like, you know what I mean, about like, oh, is it gonna hit like this? Is this gonna happen? We have this lined up, and it was crazy, and from that, 12 a.m. hits, and I'm just seeing the result of putting it out, and it's just, I've been really taken back and just grateful to see like how much it's been growing, and it just feels special. I know there's just something about it, and I'm seeing the results of it from the moment it was released.
So you say that, and I feel like the consumers and the people out there that's listening, will be listening, all that good stuff is gonna peep game and get that same feeling. Now it's time to really let the whole world in on the gems that you have, not just this new one, but also, your catalog of hits. So when you look back at your ongoing career and you take a listen to a lot of your hit songs, a lot of your music that you put out there, collaborations you've been a part of, do you feel like it is really the responsibility of not just you, but the team, to just remind folks that, Leondro's here for the long haul, and it takes a village to be able to get this whole process out to the people, not just you, right?
Absolutely. There's a huge team structure behind it. You know what I mean? And obviously, like, you know the heartbeat of it. So, I know that you're good with, a few people on my team, and especially like, you and management are super close, and I appreciate her so much. She's she's dope. She really, really puts in a lot of hard work to make shit happen. And it's, you know, and down to my engineer, you know, he tolerates every moment of me being annoying inside the studio to make sure that I get all the sounds that I want, you know. And, you know, everybody has to hear it. Everybody has to hear it, down to, you know, my brother. He gets daily phone calls, and, you know, we talk about it for, you know, at least an hour a day to make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to do to get to the next level. And there's other, you know, aspects of the team, like, you know, the OGs who make sure that everything's straight, take my head out the clouds. And, you know, it does take a village, you know, and it's more than one person for, you know, to make it run. And I'm so grateful for the team. I'm so grateful for the, you know, the Carleon family who, you know, and we get it going. And the results of it is always just fruitful and great. And it makes it better when you have a, you know, a solid team around you.
Amen to that, bro. Leondro was my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio. So I'm a dive deep into, you know, try, man, I've known you for years. So it's kind of like I know a lot of the, you know, answers to the questions that I might hit with. So I'm going to ask you some different stuff, bro. Like, I feel like the people, in addition to the music, they should get to know the man behind the music and what makes you who you are. So, you know, you just said something about just having a team, management, producers, people behind the scenes, you know, certain moments that you probably, you know what I'm saying, you know, should or shouldn't have as far as, you know, studio, you know, time or whatnot. So let, you know, talk to the people a little bit about what are some of the things you must have when you are in the studio. Like, you know, a lot of people got to have either a person or a certain item, whatever the case may be. What are some of your must-haves when you are entering the studio to put in some work?
So to be honest, the studio is a place where I'm very, like, this may sound weird, but I'm very, very strict about, like, how it goes. So usually it's really just me and my engineer, because he's on the exact same time. You know, it's because if you're in the studio, I need your full focus. I don't want you looking in your phone. I don't care if you're just here to look cute. I don't want you looking in your phone. I don't want, like, anybody there has to be adding something to the element of making this amazing. So it's, you know, I have a great team, and it's, you know, they come around sometimes, but usually it's just a situation. It's just me and my engineer, because I already have an idea of what I want to do, and him and I work great as a team to make it happen and bring it to life, because he's amazing himself. So, you know, once I bring my little piece in and he puts his piece in, we're able to, you know, build from there. And it's been the formula to making these songs, especially the new ones, and that's where I've seen the best results. So that's my little formula going into the studio.
All right, so you don't have no candles. You don't have like you know, a moment. You don't have like your favorite teddy bear or something. You know what I mean? You don't have none of that going.
I'll be honest. The like, what I do before I go in the studio is when I pull up, I pray before I get out the car. And that, like, that would be my only ritual. Like, I pray before I get out the car. And, you know, rather than that, like, that's it. Like, I go in there prepared. I'm all about my business. Let's make this the best we can.
Okay. I mean, I like that, because it sounds like you focus when you go in. You want to go in, you know what I'm saying, no joking around. Let's just go get it and make the magic work. Right. And I love that. I love that. So how do you feel, it's 2021, you've been doing this for a minute. How do you feel about the progress that you as an artist have had over the years? Not just with you as, and not just an artist, but just as the growth of who you are and what you're doing with your God-given talent. How do you feel about the progress you've been making over the years?
Especially in the last 2 years, I've been extremely grateful, you know, because sometimes, like, you know, people can confuse movement with progress, but you can run in the same spot all day and go nowhere. You know what I mean? So for that, like, you know, we steel sharpen steel, and I have the people around me to make sure that I need to do what I'm supposed to do. And because of that, we're able to always be going forward. We never take our foot off the gas. We never take our feet off their neck, ever. And we have a solid enough team to make sure that we're always doing what we're supposed to. So we're always working, and that's one of the reasons why, there always is progress, and it just keeps growing and getting better and better and bigger and bigger, because you just, foot on the gas, foot on the neck, can't slow down.
That's what it is. Leondro is my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio. Make sure you hit that man up on IG at Leondro Music. And as far as, we talked some during the height of the pandemic, and, obviously there's still a lot of stuff to overcome and deal with. I mean, cool blessing is there's a lot of shows. There's a lot of stuff being, out and active and all that good stuff. So over this last year and a half, man, and I don't know if I asked you this, but if I did, my apologies, but I'll ask again. Now here we are going into the fall of this final year. What has this year and a half, year and 3/4 have, taught you, not just about yourself, but just about the business of music as well?
Oh, man. Long story long. I've learned so much because, from every element because, with COVID, it really, it put a lot of people's back against the wall, and you were able to see different things about different individuals. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And and not even just that, we saw, in the music industry, we saw, a lot of people had a rough time, and I thank God that I wasn't one of them, but a lot of people had a rough time. And, as things open back up, we hope for it to be different, and it looks like it is compared to what it was for the last year. But one thing I can really, really say is that I do look forward to, everything opening up and being able to go back out there, because one thing I've seen, with not being able to do shows, there's a lot of show artists. So music, it came down to music, and I've seen music has tightened up a little bit in that last little bit, and I'm grateful for that, because, I'm a lyricist. I know the music that I grew up on, the Jays, and the Nas, and that's what I want to see. I love the aspect of music being put together from every angle, not just having a good beat and the melody for the hook. I like the good hook. I like the the content within songs. That's what I look for, and I can definitely say that I've seen that tightened up, and that's also because we've had a lot of new artists pushing that envelope. So the Dave East and the Young M.A.'s, the ones that really are bringing it back to lyrical content, even out in the West, Remble, that's a dude, he's, I love it, and that's what I just want to continue seeing, and I'm happy that it's going back that way.
Yeah, and it's needed. I mean, I always feel like, especially with the pandemic, and a lot of people lost a lot of lives, and people are still struggling in businesses, things like that. I've always felt that music was always a bridge to better vibes, just a better feeling about what the future may entail and stuff like that. So for it to be on a hiatus for the obvious reasons, set a lot of people back, even on an emotional level, because people still, miss that music, not just new music, but even making music. It was hard for people to make music during that stretch too, unless you had a studio at home or whatever. But it's different, and that's why I need everybody out there that's current Leondro fans or new Leondro fans to book this man, get this man out there in a town near you. Go to kwestmusicmanagement@gmail.com with Leondro being my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio. So look, man, what else do you do besides music? Because I'm trying to dive deep into all things Leondro right now. So what else, man? What else you got on your agenda that's pro different things? And besides music, what do you paint? Do you build cars? What do you do, bro?
I vlog. I've been filming a lot of the little activities that I get into outside of music. So without giving it away, all I can say is you just got to stay tuned. stay tuned. And, we'll do a little thing, we got the media. We got what is it called? Media training. So I can't spill the beans. I can't spill the beans.
My man,
get me in trouble.
Respect. I mean, because a lot of people, man, not just be checking for you on the music stuff. They want to know what else Leondro does, you know what I'm saying, in addition to putting out hits and stuff like that. So I'm going to go back to the video real quick, bro. So do you have a heavy hand in the outline of the video as far as the storyboard, all that good stuff?
Absolutely.
Okay. And when you are having a hand in that, do you find it time consuming, or do you pretty much just kind of feel like it's just, I already had this idea, I slept on it, I dreamt about it, whatever the case may be, and you just got to jot it down, put it down so people can be able to visually, go over what's what?
I obsess on it, if I'm going to be honest. It'll play like 100 times. I'll go through the storyboard. I'll do the treatment over and over again in my mind, and then I bring it to the videographer, and just like my engineer, what can we combine? What can we make? And then from there, it's just ends up just being magic. For me, the type of videos I love the most is catching the moments of just a real timeline. So so what you see in the video those are really the homies. What you see in the videos is what we really do, you know what I mean, on our time. So basically I just wanted to illustrate that and be able to share that experience with the fans and viewers so they can kind of see, like I said, it represents the climate of what's going on out here right now. And that's truly the representation that I wanted to show in that video.
So a lot of it is true to life shit and basically just your whole, persona as far as who you are. And that's what makes it authentic in a world where everybody wants to kind of pretend and be something or somebody else or whatever. I love the fact that, I'm saying, hey, this is what I do on the daily. So it ain't really nothing wrong with that. And my peoples are my peoples. I don't have or hire actors to do a bunch of stuff. These are my true people that I chill with, and I respect that, man. I do.
And it's so weird that you said that, because you're out here telling industry secrets. People really do hire actors. And when I saw that, man, I was so taken back. But yeah, man, that's it's not the goal to keep it authentic. It should be what it is, and that's really where any representation of me is always going to be real, 100%. And I love the opportunity of being able to share that, like I said, with the fans and viewers. And especially you see that in the last, I think it's been the last 2-3 videos. It's literally just real life, and let's just capture these moments and and share it with the world.
And and I think the secret's been out for a while, Leondro. I feel like, what I'm saying, and even if people don't know, they know now, but even deeper than that, you gotta have something different to add to the table, because the business is crowded. There's everybody and their mama doing and their grandmama doing music, right? So it's all about trying to make sure that you come with your authenticity and making sure that it's yours at the end of the day. Man, I ain't trying to have a video that look like somebody else's. I got my own, you know what I mean? And I think it's important, which brings me to this, when it comes to just, authenticity with the business that's out there, you are setting yourself apart from a lot of other people. So even that, there is still people who emulates a lot of other people. Leondro don't sound like Jay-Z or Ice Cube, or, you know what I mean? You sound like you. So can you tell the people out there, really, it's really okay to be yourself in this business, because that's the only way you're going to be able to grow, right?
For real. And when you look at all the greats, Like that's what happened. You know, from Big, and like, you know, you just said Jay. You know, any Jay fan knows the struggles that he went through, like, you know, being accepted in the industry with the way how he used to flow and him being himself. When you're authentic and it's you, it just, you know, it may take a while for some people to, you know, understand and get used to it, feel comfortable. But then once they do, they appreciate it. And the moment they appreciate it that's when everything's worth it. You know what I mean? And that's really what I can tell any artist is just be you. And oh my goodness, the industry would be so different because every individual is different. So if you can take that and just put that into your music, like, you know, it would all sound different to a degree, but, you know, to each their own. But I can, like I say, I would tell any artist, just be yourself and just be, you know, be authentic, and it's going to sound dope because there's people around you who love you for you. So, of course, the world will once they hear your music.
Straight up. And you heard it from the man. Leondro was my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio. And a couple more questions, man. And I always, you know, love asking, you know what I'm saying, just random questions that you may not even be ready for. But one question is, if you had, and I ask these to other people too, but if you take let's go with the last 40 years of music from, let's go 80s, 90s, 2000s, and even the 2010s. So, fashion. If you go backwards, if you could take a fashion, whatever it is, from the 80s, what would you take?
From the 80s?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll go with the late 80s. The late 80s Cali look. I can do that.
All right. You got a specific gear in mind, or is it those classic K-Swiss or LA gear or parachute pants? Like when it comes to fashion, like.
No, we're gonna do the Dickie cargos with the all right. You know what I mean? We do the Dickie cargos, and you know we could do with some, like, you know, white Air Forces or with some Chucks, and you know what I mean? You know, stand out a little bit.
Solid.
I'm a white tee guy. You know what I mean? Kudos to Jim Jones. I'm a white tee guy, so you know I definitely would have on the Dickies. Always got to wear the Dickies.
All right, let's go with the decade of the 90s, bro. So, you know, they had a lot of fashion action going on back then. So, you know, anything comes to mind that you could see yourself rocking right now in 2021?
Oh goodness, I'd have to pull it back. First of all, I'd kill him with the Dukende Mutombos.
No,
I know it's been a while.
Okay.
I know it's been a while since anybody's seen some Mutombos. But oh man, from then I'll do the two-piece FUBU little tracksuits, or you know what I mean, the starter. I love the starter jackets. I got a few starter jackets.
I was waiting for that, bro. Either FUBU or anything Carl Kanai from back in the 90s too, right? Like anything back then.
See, I never even got to really own like anything Carl Kanai, but like, you know, my brother would wear it like crazy, but I was more of a FUBU kid, you know.
Okay.
Definitely back then. Oh yeah, you know, if I could get my, you know, get a pair of pennies, but you know, get a pair like, you know, Barclays, that could definitely work.
Look at you. I see. All right, solid. I mean, the 2000s gets a little different, bro. So if you could think, you know what I'm saying, maybe the last, you know, we in, you know, 2021 now. So the last couple of decades when it comes to fashion, bro. Anything that anything that you feel like would be like, all right, let me pull this back real quick and see if I can bring this back.
Most definitely. And it's because of the investment. I have like, oh man, at least I got like at least like $6,000 worth of like hardwood classic jerseys.
All right.
I gotta wear that.
Okay.
I gotta wear the classic bird. You know what I mean? The classic, like, The Jordan, most definitely, I would definitely pull that back.
Represent. Hey, man, come on, man. You didn't took a question and you turned it into like, hey, man, I got some investments in this right here, so I got to make sure I shout that out and get that there. So, listen, bro, that's how you do it, man. That's how you do it in this thing, too. So, look, at the end of the day, I always feel like, fashion, hip-hop, music, production, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously there's visuals that's attached to not just the audios and stuff like that. So I'm going to ask you another one, and this has a lot to do with, like, classic music and movie soundtracks or whatnot. As an artist, and I know you are deeply enriched in the knowledge of, hip-hop and, whatever genre of music attached to, like, heavy music, right? Especially the 80s. 80s had a plethora of music that was attached to ill movies and shit like that, right? So we still have 80s, that. The 90s. Yeah. We still have that, but it's not as prominent as it once was, going back those decades or whatnot. Why is that? As a music guy, why do you think that is?
So gosh, you get me blacklisted. It's the attention that companies want to give the movie. Like, you know what I mean? I remember when Rush Hour came out. Like, you know what I mean?
Sir.
I was like, Rush Hour was one of the best soundtracks.
Come on.
I remember being younger, and I'm really gonna blow it. Like, Waiting to Exhale. One of the best soundtracks ever. I didn't even understand it. I saw my mom praising the movie, but I didn't understand it, but one of the best soundtracks ever. So I say it comes down to, like, it has to be the attention that's given, because even a few years ago, we see different things, like, where you see, like, Khaled or Diddy involved into, like, soundtracks. It's something where it is, we focus on it once it's given that attention, by those major companies. And I think that's really what it's missing. Because we got some good movies, there's still good movies coming out,
Exactly.
But if we, if it was a priority, I think that it would stand out a lot more.
No, I'm 100%, and I feel like, a lot of the movies alienated a lot of good music, for whatever agenda they may have had too, because, obviously you pair up. There's been good movies the last 40 years, good music the last 40 years. Pairing them together has, it's hit and miss. You know what I mean? We are missing or have missed a lot. So I look at it like this, Leondro. You and others will be the catalyst to bring that back once we have a movie opportunity that may come that, I can see it. I'm a futurist, right? So I can see, like, hey, that movie was dope, but you know what? I remember that Leondro soundtrack from that movie that's going to withstand the test of time. Enough said. You feel me?
I love it. I love how that sounds.
It's exactly. See, I mean, come on, man. We gonna put that into existence. We gonna pray it, put it out there, put that effort out there because it's needed. Like, I feel like this, Leondro, a lot of nostalgia moments, have a lot to do with not just watching a video or, now music, you can go get music everywhere now, online and all that other stuff, but having those memories that will last a long time. And I'm going to circle back to this video and this song. With all the music that I've heard you put out, this one sounds like, in my opinion, you're most hungriest in a sense. Because I feel like there's another gear that you just hit with the stuff that you just came out with, a lot of your new shit. And I got to give you credit, and that's why I wanted to throw that out there, because you did attach a new memory to a lot of, to a lot of folks out there that's going to be listening to the first time. That's real.
I appreciate that. Beyond words, been helping, like, for real. Thank you.
All love. Leondro's my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio. Make sure you go ahead and follow my man on Instagram at Leondro Music. Book this man. Go to kwestmusicmanagement@gmail.com. And once you go on the IG, click that link below. Get that, check out that the video as well. So I'm a leave the rest up to you, man. Give me a shout outs and all that good stuff, man. I want the floor is yours, my brother.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. And first thing first, shout out to you, man. Thank you for, like, you know, continuing to stay solid and, you know, always blessing me with the opportunity to present my, you know, my art on your platform. You know, we have a great relationship that's built outside of it, and that's all because you've been like 100, and I appreciate you for that. So most definitely, man, shout out to you for that. And yeah, man, next to that, man, shout out to the team. I just really appreciate, you know, everybody in the Carleon family. I appreciate all you guys. You know, like I said earlier, steel sharpens steel, and it takes more than one individual to make this shit happen. And there's multiple people that are putting in a lot of time and effort, you know, to make sure that I'm on a platform where people can hear my art. And for that, like, I'm forever grateful for. So shout out to, like, everybody on the team. I love you guys. Like, I love y'all like crazy, man. Thank you so much. And again, Charles, thank you so much for the opportunity.
Look, man, the fact that you continuing to elevate is good to watch, man. I mean, like I said, I may be a media guy, but, you know, I'm also a fan of music. And, you know, like I said, I'm not saying all this because you're my homeboy. I'm being honest with the progression that you have had over the years. And I see not just elevation, I see more hunger too. And also I see, you know what I'm saying, a lot that a lot of people may not pay attention to because they always want to hear a dope beat and ill lyrics. I dig deeper than that, man. I see a lot of growth compared to where you were, you know what I'm saying, some years back. So it's just an honor and a privilege to be able to watch the growth, you know what I mean? So not only looking forward to more. So what's on the horizon for you as we close it up? What are you going to be up to now that you got a dope video out? We're going to let that run its course, and then what's next?
Oh, maybe. Like, we're working. Like, you know, right before I came on here, like, you know, I was writing. I'm filming next week. I'm shooting a video next week. I'm filming a show next week. It's nonstop. We're flooding. We're flooding. At this point, I'm flooding. I'm gonna just come consistently with hot music and, you know, and content. And like I said, you know, I'm vlogging, so, you know, I'm gonna let people into, like, you know, my life, my little rituals and the different things that I do, and, you know, it's just gonna flood it, and here I am.
Yeah, that's what's up. And I'm gonna bring it back full circle as we close. You said flooded multiple times, like the flooded parachute pants that was back in the '80s that people used to wear during them old MJ days. So.
Oh, man.
Hey, Leondro, man. Hey, I'm looking forward to more. You know what I mean? And there's going to be some stuff that obviously I'll holler at you and management about that I know that y'all would love to be a part of and will be a part of. And at the end of the day, this is family, but also as a family business, it's good to see, again, and I said this earlier, it's good to see the growth, bro. It really is. It's not just like Leondro came on and, you know what I'm saying, man, this man sound like he did last year and the year before that. You know what I mean? Nah, this is a new sounding guy. And not only that, like I said earlier, you sound different. You sound more hungry. So I got to give you credit where credit's due, bro.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And, you know, I'm just going to continue to just create and put it out. And you already know, brother, I'll always be here as long as you bless me with that platform to show it to the world, man. Thank you so much.
Hey, man, you gave me some new music to put on rotation, bruh. So thank you for that, man. Thank you for that. Straight up.
Thank you for listening to the #1 radio station for the people.